What's up, Lexi Mob? It's Alexiana. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if y'all are familiar with Love and Hip Hop star slash Bad Boys Club star Milan Christopher, insert picture here, his fine ass, he is fine as hell and an active member of the LGBT community. He is openly gay, his fine ass. I have the biggest crush on him. I'm going to insert his Instagram handle over here. Tell him Alexiana Monet sent you. But yeah, if you're familiar with him and stuff like that, then you know, like, he had recently had posted something, like if you're following him on Instagram and stuff like that, he recently had posted something on his Instagram page and stuff like that, which is kind of like a skit, like if y'all familiar with those pop the balloon videos and stuff like that. He recently had posted something on his page and stuff, basically bringing awareness to like HIV AIDS and stuff like that. And I really like that video and stuff. Milan Christopher, if you're watching this video and stuff, like, you had inspired me to post this video and stuff like that, you know, bringing awareness to HIV AIDS and stuff like that. And yeah, like, we're pretty much going to play this video and stuff, and we're going to talk about some things. Pretty much it's like a video pretty much bringing awareness to HIV AIDS and stuff. Pretty much in a way parodying, you know, the pop the balloon videos and stuff in a very creative way, and I like it. It brings like awareness to HIV AIDS and stuff like that and in a creative way, and I love it.
Welcome to Pop Biscuit. This is our mystery edition. And these are our sexy, eligible bachelors looking for the right one. So let's introduce our first bachelor, Mr. Ignorant. So how are you? Tell us a little about yourself and tell us your number one turn off.
How you doing, Temperance? What's up, fellas? My number one turn off is when a guy asks me my HIV status right away. I think that's a little too personal. I don't really believe in disclosure. And I don't even get tested.
Bitch, bye.
Okay. Alrighty then, everyone popped. So, what's the shade? Tell me, Una, why did you pop your balloon?
It's 2024. We should all know our status by now, especially when there's take-home tests. There's no excuse.
And Jose?
Man, trust me, I love a mysterious man, but not when it comes to his status. As a gay man myself, having sex with other men, you should definitely be getting tested every 3 to 6 months.
And what about you, Milan?
Dodging your status is like ignoring red flags on a date. Early detection is vital. Don't be ignorant, bro. Get tested.
Because we don't have a match.
Okay, so like I had said, like, that video pretty much was a parody of Pop the Balloon and stuff like that, and pretty much it was a creative way to bring awareness to HIV AIDS and stuff like that. Big shout out to Milan Christopher for doing that. And pretty much in this video and stuff like that, what I'm gonna be doing and stuff like that, I'm pretty much gonna be telling y'all 2 stories about my encounter of talking with guys, my encounter stuff like that of talking to 2 guys and stuff in my past life that were HIV positive. I did not do nothing with neither one of them. We were just in the talking stage. Let me say that again. I did not do anything with neither one of them. We were just in the talking stage and stuff like that. I'm pretty much going to tell y'all a story, 2 stories in fact, about, you know, me, you know, talking to 2 guys and stuff like that were HIV positive and stuff, and how I handled the situation. And to, you know, comment on the video that Milan Christopher and his friends made and stuff like that. Like, you know what the man had said in the video, even though it was just like a little parody thing and stuff like that, like, knowing your status and whatnot, being HIV positive, no matter if you're HIV positive, if you have gonorrhea, syphilis, or whatever the case may be and stuff like that, I feel like it's very fundamental and whatnot to get tested and stuff like that, because especially if you're sexually active and stuff like that, you know, you don't need to be catching that virus or any kind of other STD and stuff like that, you know, spreading it willy-nilly to everyone. Like, you know, you should get tested and stuff like that, not only for yourself, but for the other person and stuff, especially like if you're building a relationship with one another and stuff like that, you should definitely get tested. Like, that's fundamental. Like, yeah, especially if you're building a healthy relationship and stuff, like, you should know your status, like, right off the bat and whatnot. And being lazy and stuff like that, not getting tested and stuff like that, like, that's not cool. And also, you know, like, Even though, like I said, it was a parody, how he had said he doesn't like when people ask him that, like, what do you mean you don't like when people ask you that? Like, dude, like, you should, like, dude, like, what do you mean you don't like when people ask you that? Like, is you HIV positive or is you HIV negative? Like, it's a simple question, yes or no. Like, you shouldn't hide anything from anyone, especially like, you know, if you want to build a healthy, strong relationship, like, you shouldn't hide anything from anyone like that, especially something very scary and fundamental like that, because HIV is the killer. It's not like syphilis, blue balls, or anything like that that can easily be cleared up. Like, that's the killer. And keep in mind, like, with HIV, people that are HIV positive and stuff like that, like, there are people out there that are HIV positive that are on their meds that have gotten the virus undetectable in their system, that are living strong, healthy lives for 30 plus years and stuff like that. And yeah, like, you should definitely, you know, get tested and whatnot, and know your status and whatnot. So yeah, that's very, very, very fundamental in building a strong and healthy relationship. So yeah, let's get on with the story time. Okay, quick disclaimer. I'm clean. I don't have no kind of STD whatsoever. I am HIV negative. I do not have no kind of STDs whatsoever. I am just making this video, you know, just pretty much, you know, share my experience with talking to 2 different guys inside that were HIV positive. Again, we were talking. We did not do anything. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first story, we're going to rewind back to 2018/19. Well, more specifically 2018, because this is around the time I had first came out the closet. And when I had first, well, technically I was never in the closet and stuff like that. Like, I just, you know, pretty much just, you know, just pretty much, you know, came out and said, hey, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, pretty much. Like, this around the time I pretty much came out and stuff like that, and pretty much, you know, let the whole world know that I was gay and stuff like that. This around the time I had came out in like 2018 and stuff like that. And I remember I had joined this dating app called Plenty of Fish, or POF. And you don't know what Plenty of Fish POF is. It's basically a dating app for everyone. Straight men, straight women, gay women. Like, it's a dating app for everyone. And when I first jumped into the dating world, I did not want to, you know, just be hooking up left and right. That's not what I wanted to do. My initial thing with hopping on these dating apps, you know, was to get booed up, you know, to, you know, find me a man, we live happily ever after, white picket fence, that kind of shit. And I remember I came across, well, I was talking to this one guy at one point and stuff, but he was boring as hell, you know. He really didn't have no conversation for me and stuff, so I let his ass go. And I remember I had came across another guy. We're going to call him, what we're going to call him? What the hell is we going to call him? We're going to call him Benny. We're going to call him Benny. And, you know, like I had said, we were just in the talking stages. We didn't do anything. And, you know, we messaged back and forth and stuff like that. And, you know, we were talking sweet to each other back and forth and stuff. And then we had exchanged numbers and stuff. We got on the phone and we had talked through FaceTime and whatnot. And, you know, at the time I was 21. He was 27. Like, y'all know I love me some older guys. So, yeah. Like, I was 21 at the time and he was 27 and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like, he was such a sweet guy, stuff like that. And, yeah, I remember, you know, he asked me what I was looking for in a guy, and I told him, and he told me what he was looking for in a guy. And, yeah, like, he said he wanted to have kids in the future and all kinds of other stuff. And I remember we were talking about sex. And at this particular time, yours truly was a virgin. I had never, you know, took it up the tailpipe before. So, yeah, I was still a virgin at this point in my life and stuff like that. And I remember I was outside, this around the time I was still living with my parents and stuff like that. And I remember I was outside sitting in my car and still talking on the phone to him and stuff like that. I remember I was like, oh, by the way, Benny, you know I'm a virgin, right? And he was like, oh, Lord. And then he was like, you do know gay sex is painful, right? And I was like, well, yeah, and stuff like that. And then he paused for a bit. He was like, how much... This is the part of the story where I low-key blame myself because I should have read his profile. I don't know what I was thinking, but hey, you live and you learn. And I remember he was like, how much did you read on my profile? I was like, I forgot what I said, but let's just say I was like, well, not much. Why? He was like, and then he was like, he paused for a minute. He was like, I'm HIV positive. Like, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh my God, pretty much the first guy that I meet offline that I could possibly see myself building the future with is HIV positive and stuff like that. And I remember I talked to my sister about it and stuff like that. And my sister pretty much said in so many words, you know, like, Danny, like, you don't really need to, and she pretty much told me so many words, like, Danny, like, you don't need to be, well, my sister said in so many words, like, Danny, you probably just need to just keep it at a friend level and stuff like that, because, you know, you can't, you know, possibly build a relationship with him because of this and stuff like that. And I totally agree with her and stuff like that. Like, if you're watching this video, if you're a gay man, or you're anyone and stuff like that, or if you're a gay man, or if you're anybody else out there that is HIV positive and stuff like that, just know it's not the end of the world. Like, there are meds out there. And I remember I was talking to Benny on FaceTime at one point and stuff like that. And I remember he was like, he had took some medicine on FaceTime and stuff like that. I didn't know what it was, but now I know and stuff like that. But what I was fixing to say was, if you're watching this and you're a gay man, or anyone else, if you're watching this and you're HIV positive, just know it's not the end of the world. You're not going to die. Like, there are meds out there that can get the virus undetectable in your system, and you can live like a long, healthy life for 30 plus years and whatnot. Like, look at Magic Johnson, for instance. He is HIV positive and stuff like that, but he's on his meds, living his life 30 plus years, and yeah, like, as long as you take your meds and all kind of other stuff, you know, you're good, you know. But just know it's not the end of the world and stuff like that. But also, I want to say this too. If you're watching this and you're talking to someone that is HIV positive, my advice to you would be just to keep it at a friend level, and that's that. Because I remember when I had got my first STD test, like, this was way past like the situation that I'm talking about now. Like, this is way past the situation I'm talking about now. It involved another guy so that I had met off POF and stuff like that. And, you know, we were, you know, getting close with each other, and we were planning on meeting up with each other. And he did not have HIV whatsoever. He was HIV negative. Like, this guy I'm talking about now. Like, I remember we made plans to meet up and stuff like that. We never did meet up because, you know, he did some foul shit. But yeah, like, we had made plans to meet up and whatnot. And, you know, we made plans, you know, to do and stuff like that. And we both agreed, you know, to, you know, get tested and stuff like that at different times and stuff. And I remember I went to the health department in Tipton, Georgia and stuff like that. And I was getting my STD test. And obviously I knew everything was going to be negative because at that point I was still a virgin. And I remember when I had got my STD test, there was this nurse. She said something that is embedded in my brain up to this day. She had said, just because you talk to a person that is HIV positive and they're undetectable does not mean you're not at risk for catching the virus. Let me say that again. If you're watching this video and you're talking to someone that is HIV positive, if they are HIV positive and they're undetectable, that does not mean you are not at risk for catching that virus. And that pretty much stuck in my brain pretty much forever and ever and ever and ever, and I'll never forget it. So, yeah, like, that's why I say, like, if you're talking to a person that is HIV positive and stuff like that, and they're undetectable, well, Benny, he never told me he was undetectable. He just told me he was HIV positive and whatnot. But maybe he is undetectable, maybe he isn't. But anyways, what I was going to say is, if you're talking to someone that's HIV positive, my advice to you would be just to keep it at a friend level, and that's that. Because just like what I said, if that person's HIV positive and they're undetectable, when y'all do the do and whatnot, that does not necessarily mean that you're not at risk for catching the virus, you know? So, yeah. Even if you use protection and stuff like that, you know, in my opinion, you're still putting yourself at risk. So, yeah, if you're talking to someone that is HIV positive and stuff, my advice to you would be just to keep it at a friend level and whatnot, because just to protect yourself. I mean, you only get one body after all, so protect it at all costs. And yeah, I remember my sister told me that and stuff, and I pretty much agreed with her, you know, pretty much just keep it at a friend level, and that's that, because you know, in my honest opinion, there's no way you can you can be in a long-term relationship and not want to have sex. Like, it's gonna come, and you know, one thing will lead to another, and you know, yeah. So yeah, I was pondering with it in my mind for some time and stuff like that, and I finally listened to my big sister and stuff like that, and I pretty much, I know it was a coward move, but I remember I broke up. Well, not technically break up, because we never met up or anything. We just talked on the phone and through FaceTime, and text messages and stuff like that. And I basically told him like, hey, you know, like, I think it's best we just keep it at a friend level, because I really don't see this, you know, working out as a relationship and stuff like that. And you know, he was pissed off and whatnot. He said some things he shouldn't have and whatnot, and that was that. And I never heard from him again. Like, it hurt me to my heart to do him like that, but yeah, like, I had to protect me. So, yeah. That's just about it for that story. Now, let's move on to story number 2. At this time, I was still 21 years old and stuff like that. And this guy, he was way, 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 way older than Benny. This guy that I'm talking about now, like with me at the time, like I said, I was 21, and y'all gonna laugh when I say this. This guy, the other guy that I was talking to that I'm fixing to talk about now, he was in his 50s. Yes, I talked to a grandpa, okay? I pretty much talked to a man that was way, 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 way up there. He was a grandpa, okay? Yeah, like, I was 21 at the time, what can I say? Plus, I like older men anyway, so yeah. Plus, he was fine. So, I remember I had met him on Grindr and stuff like that. And this is when I was, you know, like I said, fresh, new to the dating app game and stuff like that. I remember I met him on Grindr and stuff like that. We're gonna call him. We're gonna call him. We're gonna call him Zeus. We just gonna call him Zeus. I don't know why. We're gonna call him Zeus. Almighty, powerful king of the gods. Shout out to J-Lo. Y'all ever see the Duff? But anyways, like, plus in Greek mythology, I think, you know, Zeus, god of thunder and lightning and stuff like that. I think in other Greek mythology things and stuff, they also call Zeus Jupiter. So yeah. Anyways, so we gonna call this man Zeus. I remember I met him on Grindr. You know, one thing led to another. We exchanged numbers and stuff, and on the phone, his damn voice was so fucking sexy, like something off a goddamn radio station, like a soothing radio station like voice, you know, like that motherfucker had the sexiest voice ever that I ever heard and stuff. And he was saying all the right things and stuff, and you know, flirting with me back and forth, saying how, you know, he want to get with me, and you know, he want to marry me, this, that, and the third. But here's the kicker: he was low key a trade too. But you know, he said he was willing to come out for me, because you know, he said he was willing to come out for me and stuff like that, you know, and whatever. And wait, no, that's not it. Well, yeah, he was kind of sort of a trade and stuff like that. He said he was willing to come out for me. I think at the time his mom or grandma or whatever was sick, and pretty much he was just, you know, for lack of a better term, patiently waiting for his mom or grandma and stuff like that to die, so you know, he could come out the closet for me and stuff like that. But whatever, I was super, super young at the time. I fell for it, and yeah. So yeah, was saying all the right things that I wanted to hear, and I used to talk to him on the phone for hours and hours and hours and stuff. And I remember we had FaceTime. We got on FaceTime and stuff like that through Messenger, and he definitely looked like his pictures. Well, not really. He didn't look like his pictures, but I remember on his Grinder page and stuff like that. Like if I go on Grinder today, he still has the same profile picture so that he did years ago and stuff. But he kind of looked like his pictures and saw that on Grinder, but he looked it younger on there versus in real life he kind of looked older, but he was definitely the same person. But anyways, yeah, I remember, he definitely was who he said he was and stuff, and for lack of a better term, he looked it better in person than he did on the app. Like, he looked it younger on the app, but he looked it even better in person. But yeah, I remember around Christmas time, we had met up and stuff like that, and we had exchanged gifts and stuff, and I told him my favorite thing was like scary movies and all that kind of other stuff. And I remember I had went to CVS up here in Sylvester, and I bought him like some cologne by Dolce & Gabbana. And I remember we had met at the McDonald's parking lot and stuff like that, and we had exchanged gifts. And I remember we kissed and all that kind of other stuff. And yeah, like, I forgot what he bought me, but I remember I had bought him that Dolce & Gabbana stuff. And yeah, we talked for a little bit, and then we went on our separate ways. And I also remember, us talking on the phone. I remember I was still living with my parents. I remember I was outside talking to him on the phone, and I remember asking him, I was like, so I just want to ask you this. I think I said this along the lines of, I was like, I want to ask you this, and I want you to be honest. He was like, sure, what's up? I was like, I asked a lot of guys this. I was like, are you HIV positive? And he dropped the bombshell. He had said, yeah. And 2 for 2, like, another story of a guy being HIV positive and stuff. And it was one of those things, like, I wanted to drop him, but then again, I was like, like, and I remember I was pretty much going like this in my head, like, should I drop him? Should I keep him? Should I drop him? Should I keep him? I mean, as long as I'm protecting him, I was thinking this, like, this is my younger mind. I was thinking in my mind, like, like, should I drop him? Should I keep him? Should I drop him? Should I keep him? I mean, I have condoms, so as long as I'm protected and stuff, I shouldn't catch anything and whatnot. And yeah, that's what I was thinking and stuff. And once again, I had that conversation with my sister and whatnot. And basically, my sister was like, Danny, you need to drop this dude because, I mean, if you catch that virus, then what? Like, you'll have to be super careful, this, that, and the third. And yeah, my family will never tell me anything wrong. So my family loves me to death. So I'm going to listen to them because, it'll hurt them to their heart, to sit around and watch me die. So yeah, and I remember this is around the time, like, I was working at an underwear factory and stuff, and I remember on my break and stuff like that, and also when I got home, I was looking up videos of people being HIV positive and how they deal with it, being on PrEP and all kinds of other stuff. And yeah, and I remember I talked to the phone, I talked to him on the phone during break time at one point and stuff. And basically, he tried to convince me, saying some stuff, we can still be in a relationship, we just don't have to have sex. And just like I had said, there's no way you can be in an intimate relationship and not want to have sex, because I'm going to feel the urge, he's going to feel the urge, one thing's going to lead to another, and then bang, ba bang, 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 bang. Like, yeah. So, yeah, like, one thing led to another, and I remember I pretty much just had to let him go. He was pissed off, and I pretty much told him, we could still be friends and whatnot. We just can't be in a relationship. And yeah, like, I just pretty much just had to let him go and stuff like that. And he kind of was pissed and stuff like that. He pretty much told me, you'll never. And I remember he had sent me this text and stuff. He had said, you'll never be happy. You a crazy man. This, that, and the third. And like, boy, bye. Like, whatever. Like, you can think whatever you want to think about me, but at the end of the day, I have to protect me. So, yeah. those are pretty much the 2 stories about the guys that I've dealt with in my past that I have talked to that I never slept with. Those are pretty much the stories of the guys that I've dealt with in my life and stuff that were HIV positive and how I dealt with them. Pretty much, I pretty much just, fed them out a long handled spoon and just pretty much just kept it at a friend level. Because at the end of the day, I gotta protect me. And just like I said in the beginning of this video, if you're talking to someone that is HIV positive, in my honest opinion, the only thing you can do is just keep it at a friend level because, like I said, you have to protect you. And just like that nurse had told me years ago, just because someone is undetectable for that virus does not mean you're not at risk for catching it. Because you have to protect you at the end of the day. And also, I just want to throw this in there. Just because someone is HIV positive, don't treat them like they're some kind of alien from outer space. Like, they're still regular old people that need love and attention just like everyone else does. I remember, if you know me in real life, you've been following me for a while and stuff, I used to be a CNA and stuff like that. And when I was in the CNA field, I remember I had once saw about a man that was HIV positive and whatnot, and I just treated him like a regular old human being. So, yeah. And also, I just want to throw this in there too. Like, HIV/AIDS is not just a gay man's disease. It's not. It's just like with any kind of disease, no matter if it's gonorrhea, syphilis, blue balls, claps, whatever the case may be. It's an anybody can get it kind of thing if you're not careful. Like, take the rapper of the 90s group, the 80s/90s group. Take the rapper Eazy-E from the 80s/90s group NWA. 100% straight male. Simply got AIDS, HIV from pretty much messing around raw, unprotected with different women. Take America's First Supermodel, Gia Karanji. She was a lesbian and stuff like that, but she was a heroin addict at the time and stuff, and she pretty much got HIV/AIDS from pretty much injecting herself with a contaminated needle. Like, there are so many ways you can get it. You can get it through sexual contact, you can get it through a contaminated needle, a blood transfusion, anything, if you're not careful. So, yeah. That's just about it for this video. I hope my 2 stories made sense. I hope I wasn't all over the place. I hope I made sense in this video. I hope I gave some good advice and whatnot. And yeah, that's just about it for this video. Once again, Milan Christopher, if you're watching this video, yo fine ass, thank you a million times for inspiring me to post this and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's just about it for this video. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to start my social media handles over here as well in the description box down below. So feel free to add and follow me on those. So until next time, peace out. Biatch.